What's up, world? Welcome to The Positive Truth, uplifting and positive news for a more progressive society. Tim, what are we trying to bring?
Here at The Positive Truth, we're trying to bring awareness, empowerment, inspiration, optimism, and understanding to communities everywhere.
That's what we do. This is The Positive Truth. I'm JP. That's Tim. We're all about stopping the fear, stopping the hatred, bringing communities together. If you want to support the podcast, just like, subscribe, and share. Leave us a 5-star review, only 5 stars. Follow us on all our social media accounts, especially our Facebook where we post videos where you can see Tim's beautiful face. And we post positive news stories all the time. It's a great place to be. You don't even have to have a Facebook. And yeah, you get 10 people to like the Facebook page, we send you a t-shirt. You leave a 5-star review on our iTunes, we send you a t-shirt. You know, all that fun stuff. Tim, how are you?
I'm doing well. I just want to stop for a second and say, you were going to say like, subscribed, and scare. I thought it was hilarious. I wanted to laugh this whole entire time. But yeah, no, I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. Apparently my vocabulary is slipping.
It happens, man. It's like a everyday thing with us on The Positive Truth. Let's be real.
We promise everyone that's listening to our audio podcast, we are much more articulate in real life. Something about the...
Speak for yourself, JP. I'm stuttering all the time, man.
Something about the microphone and big words from, like, this city in the Philippines. We just can't pronounce.
Facts.
Stereotypical Oklahomans behind the microphone.
Oh.
But we're overcoming that, Tim.
We are.
Overcoming adversity. That's the actual topic we're talking about today. The reason we're talking about it is whenever you see someone who's very successful, you almost imagine it's like a foregone conclusion that they're a genius or they were destined for great things, but you never see how hard they worked for it or how many setbacks and failures they had. And them going after failure, overcoming failure is what made them so successful. And we're just going to talk about stories of people overcoming adversity. Hopefully it'll inspire you through the struggles you have in life.
Absolutely, man. I like it. We just had an interview come out not too long ago with Omar Esquivel. I know him as Jesse. I've known him for a while. And we talked about him overcoming adversity, you know, with him losing his kids and him finding sports and athletics where he was able to put everything in that and do what he's doing. We might have a little bit of camera or lighting issues, but it's okay. But for sure, that definitely, motivated us to talk about this today. And there's all kind of people that overcame adversity throughout, the history of time, people that we all know. Like my first one, Michael Jordan, he was cut from his high school basketball team. He locked himself in his room and he cried, but that didn't stop him. He's known to us as the greatest basketball player of all time. Well, I don't know, me.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
cool. JP in basketball, it's an argument we have all the time, and I lose every time. But for sure, like Michael Jordan himself, there's Oprah Winfrey, there's Albert Einstein, there's Abraham Lincoln, there's all kind of people that overcame adversity and have done great things. Thomas Edison, his teacher told him back in the day that he was too stupid to learn anything. And then this man ended up inventing the light bulb as we know it today. So
after 1,000 times of failing.
Exactly, man. So I don't even have to go into those stories because I know we've all heard, Oprah, she got fired from her TV job and now she's Oprah, the Oprah we know with her own TV show, her own channel now, basically. What is it? The Oprah channel? I don't even know what it's called.
I mean, we've all heard those stories.
Right.
I think the best examples of overcoming adversity are things you haven't heard about. It's like I have a story about a young lady whose name is Emily Goshaux. See, like I said, can't pronounce anything. It's Gossiaux. I don't know how to pronounce that, Oklahoma dialect. And she was born, she had a hearing problem, but she wanted to be an artist. And when she was 17 or 18, she got hit by an 18-wheeler truck and she lost her sight.
Oh, wow.
So when she was 17, took her 2 more years to graduate high school because she lost her vision. She had multiple fractures of her skull, leg, and pelvis, but it didn't stop her. She went back to school, graduated at 20, high school, went to Yale. Even though she's blind, she started doing sculptures. And her sculptures got so good, they got put in the Smithsonian.
She's blind?
And makes sculptures.
Went to Yale.
Yes.
And now it's in the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now she has this device she's using that can it messes with her sensors. It's and so now she can start drawing again.
That's amazing.
But she never lost her mind state. She's I was born with a hearing loss. I've always been a little bit off, It never stopped me. I was always going to do this.
It's amazing.
She looked at that adversity and she was just like, I got hit by an 18-wheeler. They said, like, the doctor told them to pull the trigger, like, not pull the plug. Like, she's not going to make it. She started moving her hand, and then father was like, And then she started using her fingers, and then she slowly got out of it. And now she's a great artist, but she never lost her mind state of just like seeking out failure and overcoming it.
Absolutely, man. Staying consistent and believing in yourself, man, it'll take you a long way.
I mean, that's my favorite part. We always talk about the youth.
Right.
One of the great things about kids is kids always expect to fail. It's like you give a kid something and they don't even get frustrated when they fail. They just keep going until they figure it out. And whenever we become adults, it's the opposite. Something gets hard, we're just like, I'm out. Like, you go wakeboarding and you bust your face 3 times in a row. It's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
This is not for me. But that just seeking out failure and overcoming it, that's how you become great.
Man, I like that, man. I like that story. I definitely have one of a guy that I personally know. I'm not going to say his name because some people might know him here in Oklahoma City. But so I started working at this restaurant. I'm still there at this same restaurant. And this man, he's tall, 6'5", I believe. He looks just like a basketball player, right? And I even asked him when I first met him, did you ever play basketball in college or high school or something? He's like, yeah, I played in high school when I was younger and stuff, but I got into some trouble. And, I asked him his story, and, he let me know. So basically, when he was younger, he got arrested. Him and his brother used to just act a fool. So he got arrested. He had to serve some time. And when he served time, he had a couple kids already. He got out, ended up having 2 more with his wife, had to go back into jail, came back out, and when he was in jail, he decided to turn his whole entire life around. So he was on probation, making sure he didn't get in trouble. He got a job, was working in a restaurant, working in a factory, just picking up job from job to do whatever he needed to do. This man went from literally having nothing to, he has a 4-bedroom house, a career, he has 3 kids that are in college, 2 kids that are in college, 1 graduated already, then he has 2 more that are getting ready to go to, well, they're a sophomore and a junior, but they're already getting looked at by colleges for them to play basketball at their school one day. And the reason why I'm talking about him, because this man literally is like an uncle, father, big brother to me. Anytime I'm going through something, he's pretty much that guy. He knows what's going on. He makes sure he pulls me to the side, talks to me, sends me a text message from time to time. He even does that with his kids. And the reason why I know this is because we've talked about all this stuff. When I became a father, this man pulled me to the side and gave me as much advice as he could. He always checks up on me. Like, I know my daughter's going to call him Pawpaw one day because that's what type of impact he's made on myself. The reason why, when I'm talking about him, this man he could have been in jail for a good 20 years. He did what he needed to do, though. He changed his life around completely. And now I'm looking at him, and there's no way, like, people would think this man was in jail at all. If you were to see him and talk to him today, you wouldn't think anything. You would just think he's a good man. But he overcame all of his youth issues, which a lot of us, we carry our youth issues with us as adults.
And it turns into substance abuse and all kinds of other things.
Exactly. And he decided to turn it around, man. He flipped it into something positive. He didn't know exactly what he was doing at the time, but over the years, you can see his progression. I've known him for 8 years now, almost 9. And just seeing him when I first met him till now, like, he's one of the greatest fathers I've ever met in my entire life. And like, he's up there with like Uncle Phil to me, the way that he treats his kids, the way that he treats other people around him. And don't get me wrong, he's not a perfect man. Me and him almost got into it at work where, I'm stubborn, he's stubborn, and he's 6'5", probably like 240. I am 5'6", 130. Maybe 127, don't hurt me. So, we get into it at work, but just to watch the growth now, like, even when I get upset at work, he's like, Tim, woosah, breathe, he's the one that's calming me down, and I'm the positive truth guy, He's always supportive with the positive truth. He's supportive whenever we're doing anything, period, like anybody that he knows. And to me, just to see this man overcome prison time and become the man that he is today, overcoming adversity and just learning and growing and learning how to let things go with age, to me is super inspiring. And like, I hope to one day become the type of man that he is, where his kids love him or my kids love me the way that his kids love him, the people around him, the way that people around him love him. I want people to love me like that. Like, I definitely want to inspire to be somebody like him, somebody that overcame their adversity, somebody that didn't let him hold it down like it was not a weight,
a burden,
ship,
anchor,
there we go. JoJo's laughing at me. I could not think of it to save my life. But yeah, I didn't want to hold me down like an anchor, and it's definitely motivating. I get to see this man 4 or 5 days a week, so to me, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. So this leads to what I was going into next. A lot of the times when you go through adversity, you need a support group around you. So even if you're not going through the toughest thing right now, just find someone to support. Just be a support group for someone else. Build community. Even if it's like you and like 3 other people.
Right.
Just hold each other accountable. Like, you're going to get over it. I believe in you. There was a song I was listening to before I came in. It's from like this old anime. It's called Smile Bomb. Awesome name. Just throwing it out there. And it's like, my friends inspire me to succeed, to always do what I must and give me the courage to succeed. And that's basically like, you can't overcome adversity if you're scared of failure unless you have the people around you to like help you out. And so if you don't have the people around you, create an environment where you can help other people out. That's what your friend did with you, right?
Exactly. Created an environment. Exactly. We definitely hold each other accountable, and it's awesome, man. It's a good feeling to have when you have somebody else to depend on, even when you don't necessarily feel like you have somebody else to depend on. Somebody's still there to give you those words of encouragement that you need to pick yourself back up. Absolutely. I like that, JP. Look at you, man. All wise and stuff. What happened here?
I don't know, Tim. I don't know. But yeah, so don't be scared of adversity. Overcome it. Find a support group. Be a support group. Be more positive. Tim, I'm guessing you're Googling a quote because you didn't have one ready?
Yeah. You got me. Let's do this. Let's talk about our social media pages, JP.
Okay. Did we already do that earlier?
Did we?
Yeah, remember? And you were making fun of me. You were holding back the laugh because I said like, share, and subscribe wrong.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad. You said subscribe. Subscribe. Subscribe and scare.
But yeah, you can't. Okay, I'll talk about something. I got something for you. I'm a book reader. There's a great book by Angela Duckworth called Grit, and it's about what we talked about today, overcoming adversity. And she said grit is one of the things you need to succeed. Grit is whenever things aren't going well, you see things through every single time. So it's not just like you overcoming adversity. It's like you just overcoming things in general. It's probably the best way I can describe it. So like if your kid I want to learn piano, you sign up for 6 months. Kid can't quit. He's got to go through the whole time.
6 months, right.
If you commit to something, you got to commit all the way. And if you don't like it after your commitment, you're out. And that was her idea of Grit. It's a great book. Free advertisement. Angela Duckworth, you can sponsor the podcast. Just say it.
I do like that, though. I like that idea for sure. I definitely want my daughter to finish whatever she does.
You should read Grit, man. It's a good book.
We should do an audiobook, being reading.
Everything has an audiobook.
So I'd like to hear, JP. I do have a quote for us, though, man. So, damaged people are dangerous. They know they can survive. Josephine Hart.
And we believe in you, that you can survive, overcome that adversity, and we'll be back soon with more positive news. Till then, we're out.
Stay positive.